I took her to the movie?
Yeah.
You went on a date with Stephanie.
What is that one, I'm trying to think here.
Do you remember you were supposed to come put lights on my house today?
No. We were just talking about something else a second ago. Cool.
Stephanie, you went on a date with her.
It took a lot of my memory from me. I'll be sitting there sometimes and I will not remember what I'm saying. I won't remember the person's name. It's been absolutely horrible to have this disorder. It's been horrible to ever think about going on a date.
It turns out the brain is actually suspended, sort of floats in fluid. So whenever the head moves rapidly, the brain can actually shake inside the skull. There's no question helmets save lives. They don't always prevent a brain injury. So I'm Greg Harlock. I'm a neurosurgeon. I'm the director of the neurocritical care unit here at the University of Utah. Commonly, as neurosurgeons, we get involved when there's blood clots in the brain or outside of the brain that are squishing it. Everything that we do as doctors to try and help these patients is some version of supportive care.
The only thing I remember is going, the car had hit so hard that it hit my brain, my skull over onto the actual side of my head. And that's where the seizures actually happen, are from this side of my brain.
We think that the reason that people can have seizures after head injury is because of the scarring that can happen in the brain.
They were going to do a lobotomy on me, and they checked to see, because there's so many parts of your brain that you don't use, and so they checked, but it's a part of my brain that has too much purpose, and it would have just put me in the wheelchair that fast.
At the molecular level, scientists propose different theories as to why that is. At the end of the day, we aren't exactly certain why it happens.
They've put this device in me that goes up this wire in my neck, and when my voice changes, that's when it is actually shocking my brain, trying to get the neurons in my brain to cross at a regular basis so I don't seize. However, that's been unsuccessful.
What'd you do today?
Oh, snowboarding.
What happened?
Something, I have myself up.
Just this year, I had my third traumatic brain injury. I got interviewed by my sister, and she kept on asking me the same question over and over again.
What about taking Stephanie out the other day?
No, what? Did I?
Yeah.
When?
I was giving the same exact responses each time without knowledge that I had been talking about the same exact thing for the past 20 minutes or so.
I've told you about 20 plus times that I moved, and that you went on a date with Stephanie and made out.
What? You're screwing me.
No.
When?
Before, I just kind of discounted the first two as accidents, but after having my third one, which hospitalized me for 4 days, I realized that there were others out there that had it far worse than I did, and that experienced things that I couldn't even begin to explain on my own.
The truth is that when you really get into the finer details of head injury, it's actually pretty complicated. All of the neurons in the brain have long extensions, kind of like spaghetti, and especially when there's rotational forces in the injury mechanism, can actually tear a lot of those neurons.
It feels like, or it felt like, elementary school. And to come home and to realize that I had lost that much of my memory and my brain power was just horrible. I mean, I was just shocked that this individual was asking, and I just couldn't even answer some of the questions. That was one of the worst things.
It would be pretty normal for someone with a head injury to have deficits in their brain function that they'll have for the rest of their life.
My smell and my taste is diminished to a point where I can't smell a lot of things. People will mention a smell, and I don't even notice it.
I do get a little bit afraid about, what my living situation will be in the future. That I'll have to figure out some kind of house with ramps and some kind of house, I'll have to end up without this house because I won't have good living conditions with stairs.
Never would have thought that because I hit my head that I would lose senses, and that now at this point, months later, they could never return.
I'm gonna hurt no matter what. I had a really bad tragic car accident. I have really horrible seizure disorder that makes me hurt every time I have seizures. It makes my brain worse. It makes me hurt worse. I'm trying not to have them. However, I am going to live with them, and I am going to be 100% as good as I can be every single time, no matter what. I am going to love all of my friends as much as I can, all of my family. I will remember everyone as good as I can because, you know, I'm here. This is life.